Hello ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to this video. A very warm welcome to another video of mine. Well, today I'm gonna talk about the planets Mercury and Jupiter. Today, that is the 6th of March 2022, the planet Mercury will join the planet Jupiter in the Aquarius sign. Hence, there will be a Jupiter-Mercury conjunction. I mean, Jupiter and Mercury will be together in the Aquarius sign until 24th of March 2022. Jupiter represents a lot of things. It represents your religion. It represents your spiritual wisdom. It represents your religious growth. It represents your faith, hope and optimism. It represents your philosophies of life. It represents generosity, benevolence. It represents your intelligence. It represents divine guidance. It represents your advisors, your doctors, your lawyers, your consultants, your astrologers, etc., etc., etc. And the most important thing the planet Jupiter represents is wisdom. It could be spiritual wisdom. It could be earthly wisdom. So Jupiter represents expansion in your life. Expansion of all the good things in your life. Jupiter gives you all the good things in life, yet it keeps you rooted to the basic principles of life. That means you don't get arrogant, you don't get proud of the things you achieve in your life. Well, the planet Mercury represents a lot of things. It represents your communication skills. It represents your intellect. It represents your knowledge. It represents your logic. It represents your rational thinking. It represents your siblings and your colleagues. It also represents your hard work, an eye for details. That means when Mercury is very strong in your horoscope, you try to become perfect in your life. You try to be a perfectionist in your life. A strong Mercury gives you strong rational thinking. A strong Mercury gives you the necessary knowledge, the information for you to do a good business. So at this point in time, Jupiter and Mercury will be together from the 6th of March 2022 until 24th of March 2022. The planet Jupiter considers Mercury to be its enemy, but the planet Mercury considers Jupiter to be a neutral. That means Mercury considers Jupiter neither a friend nor an enemy. So at this point in time, these two planets being together can give you the much required wisdom to overcome your problems and difficulties of your life. The planet Mercury represents your knowledge. The planet Jupiter represents how you use that knowledge to your advantage so that you can benefit from that knowledge, that information, and as well as the other people in this world. So at this point in time, Jupiter will give you the necessary wisdom to overcome your problems and difficulties at this point in time. Seeing the planetary positions and Jupiter and Mercury in the Aquarius sign, in the sign of Saturn, I want to tell you all something today. I want to tell you all that when Jupiter and Mercury are together in the Aquarius sign, you need to understand and know that when things go wrong, don't go with them. You need to keep those wrong things away from your life. You need to ignore and avoid those wrong things in your life. By those wrong things, I mean your problems, your difficulties, your ordeals, your predicaments, your sorrows, your miseries, your worries, your hurdles, your barriers, your obstacles of your life. So you need to avoid and ignore them. Whenever you start thinking about a problem and difficulty in your life, just divert your mind somewhere else. If you give words and energy to a problem, if you give words and energy to a trouble, if you give words and energy to your sorrows, miseries and worries, then it doubles. So, whenever you get depressed, dejected and sad by your troubles and miseries in your life, just divert your mind somewhere else. I mean, you could start reading a book, or you can start listening to some good music, some upbeat music. You can start listening to a hymn when that thought of your problems and worries trouble you. The point is that when you give energy and words to your trouble, it doubles. So don't trouble that trouble at this point in time. Just avoid and ignore that trouble. Nothing is permanent in this world. Not even your troubles, not even your problems, not even your difficulties. So at this point in time, if you face some problems and difficulties, then just avoid it, just ignore it. Don't give too much importance to your problems, difficulties and troubles at this point in time, because this is just a passing phase of your life. Right after the night, you will see dawn in your life. You will see daylight. So this would be just a passing phase of your life where you could experience some problems and difficulties in your life. If you worry too much about your problems and difficulties, your troubles in your life, then that is not the solution to your problems and difficulties. You need to use your wisdom. That is, you need to take the help of the planet Jupiter at this point in time in overcoming your problems and difficulties. Well, who doesn't face problems and difficulties in their lives? Everyone does. The day we were born, problems and difficulties in our life started. So, there is nothing new about your problems and difficulties. If you are facing problems and difficulties in your life, it is nothing new. Millions of people have faced problems and difficulties in the past. Millions and billions are facing currently, and millions and billions are gonna face in the future. So these problems and difficulties are a part of life. This is the process of your life. Until and unless you go through problems and difficulties, you will not be able to achieve your goals and dreams of your life. You will not be able to achieve something significant in your life if you don't go through the problems and difficulties of life. Easy come and easy go. So if you get something easy in your life, then it is most likely that you'll not be able to retain that particular thing which you get very easily. So if God is making you experience the problems and difficulties in your life, that means when you achieve your goals and dreams in your life, you will be able to hold on to it. The experiences which you go through when you face your problems and difficulties gives you the wisdom to hold on to things when you get them. In life you have to lose to win. So if life makes you lose in your life sometimes, that means you are a step closer to winning in your life. The other thing which I want to tell you at this point in time is that do what you can, where you are, with what you have. I mean, you shouldn't complain about life at this point in time. You should take advantage of your present situation and move forward in your life. It is not those things you don't have in your life stops you from being successful. It's what you think you don't have stops you from being successful. Our lives are mainly affected by the way we think things are, not the way they are. So your thoughts play an important role in your success. You just need to realize your talents, skills and gifts. Your talents, skills and gifts which you have received from God and utilize them to its fullest. I mean, you shouldn't complain about your circumstances and situations at this point in time when Jupiter and Mercury are together. The only thing which can help you at this point in time is you. That means you have to be positive and enthusiastic, and you need to show resilience in your life at this point in time. The only person who can solve your problems is you. That means you shouldn't complain about your life to anyone else. You telling your problems to someone else will not solve your problems and difficulties. The others are not gonna help you at this point in time. You shouldn't tell your problems, your difficulties, your story to other people, because 80% of the people in this world don't care about your problems and difficulties, and 20% of the people are happy that you are in a problem, that you are in a difficulty. They have that sadistic attitude where they feel happy, they feel glad when the other person is in problem or difficulty. So it is better for you not to discuss your problems and difficulties with others at this point in time. Don't complain about life at this point in time. The more you complain about life, the more you are dragging yourself into problems and difficulties. Because as I told you, the more energy and words you give to your trouble, it doubles. You need to speak positive words at this point in time, because death and life is in the tongue. Most people in this world speak death in their life. They keep moaning, groaning, griping, complaining about life every now and then. They keep saying that I don't have this, I don't have that. I will do this when I have that. I will do this when this happens. These people have a habit of moaning and groaning, complaining, griping about life, and they keep speaking death on their life. But at this point in time, you need to infuse some positive words, some positive thoughts in your life at this point in time. Wherever you are in your life at this point in time, you made an appointment to be there. You made an appointment to be at the place where you are. Your thoughts, your thinking in your life has brought you to this situation in your life. So if you change your thinking at this point in time, you can change your life. So it is better for you to consciously, deliberately change your thinking at this point in time. Try to focus on what you have in your life rather than what you don't have in your life. In other words, quote your mind with gratitude. Be thankful for even the smallest things you have in your life. Well, without even knowing you, I can tell you that you have been given several blessings from God. If you can see, that is a blessing. If you can hear, that is a blessing. If you can eat, that is a blessing. If you can smell, that is another blessing. If you can think, reason, or walk, that is another blessing. The fact that you have woken up this morning is a blessing from God as well. So count on your blessings at this point in time and move forward with your life. Well, this is all I wanted to tell you all about this Jupiter-Mercury conjunction. If you want some specific predictions about yourself, then you can contact me directly. Well, like I always say, that if you wish to know your future through astrology and you are determined to live the best possible version of yourself, well, one must always try to live his or her best version of themselves, because there is only one life to live. There are no duplicates of a life. You will not get a chance to live this beautiful life once again. And if you want to enhance your luck in your life, if you want to boost your luck in your life, if you want to increase your luck in your life, then I want to tell you all that I have several remedies for you. These remedies which I'm talking about are a fusion of astrological remedies, Vastu remedies, and religious remedies, which can be utilized by any person of any religion, because I believe that there is only one God in this universe. And if you want me to pray for you, because prayer can move mountains, so if you want me to pray for your health, wealth, success, prosperity, money, business, career, job, relationships, love relationships, marriage, married life, children, property, etc., 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 then also you can contact me. And if you want a Vastu visit of your flat, office, residence, factory, etc., 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 then also you can contact me. And if you are hell-bent on taking your life from the ridiculous to the sublime, from the low point to the high point, from nothing to something, then you can contact me over WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number has been given on this video. Have a great day and a great life ahead. God bless you all. Jai Mata Di. Jai Ma Kali.